Alright guys, welcome back to AWMFX. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, no matter where you are. Hopefully you guys out there are doing great, earning a lot of money from the market, and of course taking great care of you and your family health. Alright, so basically I always talk about currency pair, I talk about gold, alright. So today I'm gonna make something special. I'll talk about oil, alright, or we call it the brand oil or the US oil, right? In this case, I'm looking at the US oil. So basically, uh, some people will ask me, does the method QML supply and demand, does it works on other thing except for gold or currency pair? So now I'm going to tell you that yes, it does works, all right? Not only on currency pair and or the gold. Now it really does works on oil too, and it works very, very well. All right, so basically I'm going to introduce to you a QML cell, and it happens again and again. It doesn't happen once, but it happens again and again. So sometimes we miss one trade, but like I always say, we miss one trade, but there's always opportunity for going into another trade. All right, so without further ado, let me have a very, very brief introduction about QML for some of the new viewers. All right, so QML is basically something like this. We have a bullish pattern, then suddenly it's a break of structure. So we are expecting the price to comes back into somewhere around the QML level. And this is where we call it as a QML level. All right, this part over here. Right, this part over here is where we call it a QML level. So basically, you recognize this pattern by the break of structure. All right, there's a break of structure. All right, it's very, very easy QML pattern. All right, head and shoulder, but there's a break of structure. Right, so first of all, let's look at this movement right here. All right, so we have a small bullish. All right, it's actually a small bullish pattern. Overall, it's definitely is a downtrend, but we have a small bullish pattern. Then what happened was that the price broke structure. All right, it has broke the structure right there. Right, you can see very, very clearly it has broke the structure. And the only supply zone, in this case, on the top going down is supply zone, left is this zone right there. All right, zone right there. And what happened was that the price, all right, the price came back into this area, all right, tap onto it and then drop. So now you can see that there is why a lot of people misconception about QML. They will think that QML always enter QML. You can see that there's actually some gap in between. It doesn't always happen at the QML. All right, so you need to be aware of that. And then what is more important is that this zone is the one that push it not to break one, but broke another structure. Right, so it's a very, very powerful zone. And the price came back, all right, into the zone. And of course, before it went back, it did some fake out. You can see that there is a few fake out, all right, level over here. All right, sorry for that. It has a few fake out level. Then only the price goes up, tap into the zone, and then drop, all right, and then drop all the way. So of course, over here we have a smaller QML pattern, all right, we have a small QML. If you look at it, the same pattern, all right, this is the bigger frame, this is a smaller frame. It's exactly the same, all right. The entry area is also exactly the same. It's just that we are going for smaller time frame on that. So this is not the one that I'm going to share with you. What I'm going to share with you is very, very simple. You can see first of all the overall structure over here. Once it's broke the big this one big time frame, higher time frame structure, the trend has changed. All right, so we are looking for sell. Never think about reversal at this point. Don't think about reversal at this point, because overall the price has dropped and on higher time frame is going down. And of course, if you ask me, it might be a pullback in for daily or H4 chart. But now as we are looking at H1 or M30, this is definitely what we are aiming and we are going into. All right, don't think too much on that. So basically what happened was that if you missed the trade over here, the price went down, all right, came back up. All right, this is where things, the second part of the magic happens. Right, the price went back up and then form another QML. Right, maybe I'm going to switch it to H1, it's more obvious. Right, so the price went up and form another QML. You can see very, very, very clearly that the price, right, is over here. Right, it broke the structure over here. Okay, then what is the difference between this structure and the above structure? Right, just now the above structure, you can see that the structure has a sharp edge or a sharp head before it falls, and in the direction where it falls, it doesn't have any drop, base drop or anything, nothing at all. It doesn't forms a QML or sorry, it's MPL or decision point. It doesn't have anything like that. That's why it's a entry at the M30 zone right there. But for this one, right, it has a bit different. Why I'm saying that? So first of all, of course, I'm gonna have my line. I have my line out, and then if I have my line out, I put it at the area where there is a lot of rejection. Right? We ignore this rejection for this moment because this is the point for at entry. Right? We place it at a rejection. Maybe you can place it lower or place it a bit higher. It's okay, right there. Okay, you can see that for me, I will place it right there. Okay, why this is important? You can see that when the price went up, what does it makes? It makes a consolidation movement or sideways movement. Right? It's very obvious sideways movement. Then what happened is that when the price suddenly came down, right, and then went back up, right, before it drops all the way, right, before it drops all the way. So this gives us a very, very strong opinion that this line over here, all right, this line over here is a MPL. You can see very clearly the price went up, moved sideways, dropped, went back up before it drops again. Right, this sudden drop over here is what we call it as a stop loss hunt. Right, stop loss hunt. And it's very simple since we have this one, any zone above the MPL, right, of course this is a QML level, any zone above the MPL is considered the decision point. Of course, if it's fresh, that is the best. Okay, so we might switch to lower time frame and take a look. All right, so as I switch it to lower time frame, the things are getting more and more obvious. You can see more obvious rejection all the way. Price went down, went back up, and at the point the price went up, you can see there is an indecisive pattern there. All right, it's a rally based rally, a small one. So this zone right here, of course, is quite huge zone. All right, it's a quite huge zone. So this zone serves as your entry. All right, and on top of that, this actually is considered, this movement actually considered a quick retest. Okay, but it happens to have a lot of liquidity building up. All right, I get a horizontal line again. So this time maybe I put it in red color. Okay, you can see it happens to have fake out. All right, fake out, and also we call this SR flip. All right, see, support become resistance flip, and then resistance all the way. All right, then the price came into the zone, tap into it, and then drop. So you can see that it gives you a very handsome type of drop. Right. So now the same thing. People will ask me, where is your take profit area? Where is your take profit area? For me, I don't dream a lot. I don't dream because why? One of the reasons is that I know the price is going down, of course. Second, that I know I'm trading at H1 or M30. You know, my time frame is H1, M30. I have to be clear with that. But overall, if I look at daily or H4, it's definitely an uptrend. This might be a pullback. So the pullback might finish anytime, you know, it will finish anytime. So realistically, what I will do is that I will take my profit, all right, I will take my profit at the area where I have a reversal, all right. So now we look at the overall reversal, all right. So the price came down, all right, and then it reached this low. Then the price broke up. We do have a break of structure too here. And this is also a QML at the reversal, right? QML at the reversal. Similarly, how we use to entry is how we gonna take my profit. So I'm gonna reuse the line over here. I place my line over here. All right, I place my line over here. You can see that the pattern same. Price went up, then came back down, then broke the structure. So it gives me a very, very clear meaning that this might be my take profit, or this might be a reversal point. This will be my take profit area, right? Of course, now as we are seeing the price went down a bit more, but realistically, this is where I take my profit, all right? There is a demand zone there, okay? And then there is a this is what I call it a maximum pain level, all right? Decision point zone. So realistically, this is where I'm gonna take my profit. So am I going to be sad if the price continue going down even more? No, this is the way of how I trade, and this is my rules. Okay, how I enter a trade is how I exit the trade. It's so simple. I don't cry over spilled milk because I know that it's always chances that going to happen again and again and again. Right? So if you happens to take this trade, all right, even though the stop loss is a bit big, okay? So you're gonna get quite handsome risk reward ratio, right? Believe me, you're gonna get a good risk reward ratio. Let's widen it a bit for the spread. Let's assume, all right, you took this trade, so you will get this kind of 1 to 9. I'm not sure about you, but for me, I'm quite happy with this kind of trade, right? It's a simple, straightforward QML, continuous, or some people know it as QMC, Quasimodo continuous trade. All right, and the take profit will be over here. It's very simple, straightforward. All right, so that's all for today. All right, hopefully you guys really enjoy the video I did for you. And if you like it, please give me a thumbs up. And if it is even better, if you're able to hit the subscribe button and the bell button. I do not know what does the bell button does, right? If I gonna do any, I mean not if lah, I will definitely will be doing a lot more videos, informative videos, all right? Backtesting kind of videos such like this for you guys, all right? Example, okay? If you like it, and then you will get a notification if you hit the bell button. All right, that's all for today. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.